Now this question of NCERT, question number 6 is, if 10 to the power 9 electrons move out of a body to another body every second. So the situation is given from a body A to a body B. 10 to the power 9 electrons are shifting every second. I can represent it dq by dt. Rate of flow of charge is 10 to the power 9 E, or 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into 10 to the power 9. So rate of flow of charge is 1.6 10 to the power minus 10 coulomb per second. So there is a flow of charge from one body to another, which is actually current. How much time it will take to get a total charge of 1 coulomb to shift to another body? So how much time will it take for a flow of 1 coulomb charge? So I have a relation Q is equal to IT. How much time it will take? Q by I. Charge I want to be shifted is 1 coulomb, where the current is 1.6 10 to the power minus 10. So it will take 6.25 into 10 to the power 9 seconds. Or if you convert that into year, it will take 198 years. So you can imagine 1 coulomb is in fact huge charge. So 1 coulomb is a huge charge, and in this particular condition to be shifted. Question number 7, which is, how much positive and negative charge there in a 1 cup of water? So it is exactly the same question. 1 cup of water has 250 grams of water. So question is, how much positive and negative charge will be there in this? So 250 grams of water I want, and I know we have already done that H2O has molecular mass 18, and also one H2O has a charge of, every molecule has a charge 10e as well as minus 10e. So the result is that 18 gram of water make 1 mole, and thus 18 gram of water has a charge of, I would say has charge of Q is equal to 6.023 10 to the power 23 into 1.6 10 to the power minus 19. So 18 gram of water has a charge of positive charge as well as negative charge this much. So if I say 250 gram of water, I will call it 250 divided by 18. It will tell me number of moles into 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 into 10 to the power minus 19. So it will have a charge of 1.34 10 to the power 7 coulomb, and this is the amount of positive charge in 250 gram of water, and the same will be amount of negative charge in 250 gram of water, and the total charge in 250 gram of water, net charge will be 0 because charge is additive in nature. Question number 8 of NCERT. You have got 4 interesting part of it. First part, a comb is running through one's dry hair, attract a bit of paper. Why? What happened if the hair is wet or it is a rainy day? So just imagine that you are passing comb through dry hairs, and then you are bringing some piece of paper near to it. What makes this piece of paper attracted? It is not conduction. Nothing is touched here. Charge is not transferred to this piece of paper, but yes, the comb, when it was moved through dry hair, the comb was charged. And this piece of paper, by induction, the closer side will get negative charge, the farther side will get positive charge. So there will be a net attraction, and that's why it is attracted. So it is the induction which is the cause of attraction of this bit of paper towards this comb. What happens if the hair is wet? If the hair is wet, then friction may not be enough between the hairs and the comb. So the charge which is developed on the comb teeth, it may not be enough. Second part, B part, it is, ordinary rubber is an insulator, but special rubber tires of aircraft are made slightly conducting. Why is it necessary? So question is that in the aircraft, why the tires are made conducting. You can understand. An aircraft, when is passing through air, there is a huge amount of friction between air and this conducting body of the aircraft. Aircraft otherwise is a conductor, and on a conductor, small amount of charge you cannot observe it, because small amount of charge will spread everywhere, so there will be no net impact. For example, if I take this conductor and if I try to rub it, I will hardly find any impact of that electric charge which is developed, because any charge which is developed will spread everywhere. But the fact is that on an aeroplane, there is so much of friction with air, with the atmosphere, that there is huge amount of charge which develop everywhere on the plane. There is tremendous charge due to friction that develop on the plane. Now, once the plane is landing, there is a possibility that if there is a contact with the ground through any other means, maybe through the first person who is putting his feet down, or maybe through anything, the first touch of this whole conducting body with the ground, huge amount of charge will transfer and it will produce tremendous spark, and that may produce fire. So what is done is that the wheels are made conducting. So the rubber tires are made conducting. Although rubber is an insulator, but it is made conducting specially, so that whenever this rubber tire will touch the ground, the whole charge of this plane gets leaked into the ground through those rubber tires, and thus when anybody is getting down of the train, doesn't get a heavy shock, or there is no sparking between the plane and the ground when the plane is stable. Similarly, part C, vehicles carrying inflammable material usually have metallic ropes touching the ground during the motion. So just imagine that there is a truck and which is carrying fuel. So there is a truck which is carrying fuel, a heavy truck. So why should there be a metallic rope touching the ground? Answer is simple. The truck which is carrying that inflammable material has to move through large distances, and thus there is a possibility, because it is also a metallic container, so there is possibility of charge which is developed due to friction, various kind of friction. And if this charge keeps accumulating and suddenly there is a touch with the ground, there will be huge flow of charge producing spark, and that may be putting a fire. So what is done is, a metallic rope is there. This metallic rope will keep leaking the charge which is developed due to friction, and thus there is no heavy flow of charge at once, there is no heavy spark. So in order to avoid heavy spark, these metallic ropes are hanging. D part. A bird perches on a bare high power line, but nothing happened to the bird. A man standing on the ground touches the same line, gets a fatal shock. So just imagine there is a high power line, you must have seen. The birds are sitting on that. How could they sit? Why don't they get a shock? Reason is, the current flows from high potential to low potential. If the 2 points are at the same potential, no flow of charge. So these birds which are on this, they are having everywhere, whole body of them are at the same potential. So there is no flow of charge through them. Similarly, if a monkey is hanging with that or is sitting on it, it may not get a shock. Reason is because there is no potential difference in any part of its body. Whole body is at the same potential. But just imagine that somebody is touching, a man is touching this wire. So this is at high potential, here it is grounded, there will be a flow of charge, heavy flow of charge from high potential to ground, and thus the man will get a fatal shock. So a bird sitting on a single power line is at a single potential only. There is no potential difference between any 2 points on the body, so there will be no flow of charge.